हाय एवरीवन। बच्चे परेशान हैं, मैम कहाँ है? हाय ऋतिक, हाय कंचन, हाय अदिति, हाय राजपूत ऑफिशियल, हाय मोहित, हाय सुभाषिनी, यही है रिया मैम। हाय रिया, हाय निखिल, केम छो? माजामा ऋतिक। Late. There was some technical issue. I was trying my best, so that's why I am 10 minutes late. I really worried for the class. Class will be held. There was some technical issue. That's why I am late. Hi, Monica. So, hi everyone. This is Sheetal Chaudhary, your accounts master teacher. And I welcome you all to Vedantu Commerce. We all are here for a better future. So, let's start this session with some positive thoughts. Happiness is not something ready-made. Happiness आपको ready-made market में available नहीं मिलती. It comes from your own actions. It depends on your actions. Hi Lakshay. नहीं, I am not from Gujarat. I am from Delhi NCR. Now happy. Hi Aditi. Hi Lakshay. Hi everyone. So guys, this is class 11th accountancy session. And this is your today's schedule. After this, you will be having your session at 6 p.m. in which I will be telling you about last two toughest months. This is for class 12th. We will be discussing the strategy for the class 12th for last two toughest month. And at 7 p.m., Neha ma'am will be taking your economics session. So if you guys are new to our channel Vedantu Commerce, then please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and also do give it a big thumbs up and share this. What is the surprise for us from 15th March? If I will disclose it, then what will be the surprise? We will tell you on 14th of March and it's Sunday na? So we will directly tell you on 15th. You have to wait for it. So see you all at 15 at 4 p.m. Hi Nitesh, I don't know where he is. So go and subscribe to our channel, like the video and share the video. And for upcoming notes and session, you can join us on the Telegram group Vedantu Commerce, where all the teachers will be sharing all the notes in the PDF form. Now, the most important thing, if you want to explore your thinking skills, then you can take Vedantu Commerce Pro Subscription because you will be coming in class 12. You might be searching an interesting way of reading. Then, we are providing you this Pro Subscription so that 11th में तो नहीं हो पाया लेकिन 12th में पक्का हो पाएगा. 11th में अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं ला पाए लेकिन 12th में ला पाओगे with the help of this Pro Subscription. In this Pro Subscription, we are providing you some of the amazing benefits. That is 2000 hours of live online teaching. We will be providing you more than 2000 hours of live online teaching of all the subjects. Whether it is accounts, economics, business studies or mathematics, all the subjects will be conducted live. Then we will be providing you more than 10 plus teachers having more than 5 years of experience. And all these teachers will continuously focus on your weakness. Hi Arzu! Along with that, we will also provide you regular assignments. We will conduct regular tests. So, ये सारे benefits are going to help you for sure. I guarantee this कि ये सारे benefits आपको पक्का help करेंगे in scoring good marks. The actual price of this Pro subscription is 3499. And it is available right now for only 2799 because we are giving you flat 20% discount. So go and take your Pro subscription right now at flat 20% discount by using my promo code SCPRO Sheetal Chaudhary Pro. Tanmay, let's see. We are not going to do that. I will explain one transaction taking GST. मैम आपके मन में क्या लड्डू फूट रहे हैं? मेरे मन में कोई लड्डू नहीं फूट रहे. There was my brother and he was disturbing me. तो चलिए आज की क्लास को शुरू किया जाए. And today we will be discussing the previous year questions of the chapter Cash Book. And as you know, Cash Book is of 4 to 6 marks in your final exam. तो आज अपन लोग क्या करने वाले हैं? आज हम लोग करने वाले हैं कैश बुक. कितनी देर की क्लास है? 1 hour की. कॉन्ट्रा एंट्री, यस वी विल बी डूइंग कॉन्ट्रा एंट्री. So let's start this session now. It's time to start without any delay. चलिए क्लास को स्टार्ट करते हैं. So starting with the question number 1. And here we have your question number 1. You have to enter the following transactions. You have to record the following transaction in the single column cash book. Single column cash book तो सबको आती होगी. What is the format of single column cash book? The format for single column cash book is date, particulars, amount, date, particulars, amount. There will be JF column also, so I'm not making that. This is your cash book, single column cash book format. On the debit side, on the left hand side is your debit side. On the right hand side is your credit side. Left hand side is debit side, right hand side is credit side. Akshat, ZX, and Nitesh, if you guys want to read in this session, you may continue with the session. But if you want to disturb any other student or if you want to continue, keep chatting with others, so you may leave this session. तो अक्षर ZX आप लोग यहाँ पर पढ़ने आए हैं तो आप क्लास को देख सकते हैं, वरना आप क्लास को लीव कर सकते हैं. But please don't disturb others. Okay, Riya, all the best for your exam. I hope that you are going to rock it. Can we write cash instead of amount? If it is one column, if it is single column cash book, you cannot write it cash. अगर ये सिंगल कॉलम कैश बुक है तो आप यहाँ कैश नहीं लिख सकते, आप सिर्फ अमाउंट ही लिख सकते हो. वी राइट इट इन दी डबल कॉलम कैश बुक. हम उसको क्या करते हैं? डबल कॉलम कैश बुक में कैश और बैंक लिखते हैं. सिंगल कॉलम में हम सिर्फ अमाउंट लिखेंगे. सो है यू कैन सी द फॉर्मेट. ये है आपका फॉर्मेट. ऑन द डेबिट साइड वी हैव डेट, पर्टिकुलर्स, LF एंड कैश. दिस इज योर डेबिट साइड ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. एंड राइट हैंड साइड अगेन द सेम 4 columns will be repeated. The same 4 columns will be repeated. They have used cash, but I don't prefer this writing cash. In answers, we have write cash, yes, but I don't prefer writing cash. I prefer writing the amount because this is single column cash book. So all the transactions recorded here in are cash. जितनी भी transactions होंगी वो cash की तो होंगी ना. तो by default it is clear that all the transactions are made in cash. So we prefer to write down amount there. But if you want to write down cash, you may write it. It is my personal suggestion that I suggest to write down amount there. LF Tanmay, LF. It will be LF. Now coming on with the first transaction. Before first transaction, let me tell you the format and let me tell you the process of posting. So this is the format of cash book. On debit side of cash book, we record all the receipts. On the debit side, we record all the receipt. Cash book is a part of journal na. Cash book is a part of both journal and ledger. It works as both journal and ledger. So you can say it is either part of journal or ledger because it acts at both. Basically it is part of journal, but it performs the function of ledger account also. It performs the function of cash account also. So now on the debit side of cash book, on the left hand side, you will record all the receipt. If you are receiving money from any source, you will record on the debit side. But as this is single column cash book, you have to record the receipts of cash only. In the single column cash book, you will only record the receipt of cash. If you are receiving check, it will not be recorded in the single column cash book. So in single column cash book, we ignore the banking transaction. In single column cash book, we will ignore the banking transaction, and of course we have to ignore the credit transaction. So two transactions will be ignored completely in the single column cash book. First, banking, and second, credit transaction. So on the debit side, you will only record receipt of cash. When you receive money in cash, then only that will be recorded on the debit side of cash book. And on the credit side of single column cash book, you will record all the payment made in cash. On the credit side, we will record all the payment that are made in cash, not by check, because we does not record banking transaction. So on the credit side, you will record payment. On the debit side, you will record receipts. हमें एग्जाम में आया थी आ गया, समझ नहीं आया दिया. Why in the solution you didn't mention to and by? Is it not compulsory? It is compulsory, but because we don't have enough space, you can see all the spaces covered. So because of that, we didn't have written that. But when I'll explain it, I will tell it to you. So don't worry, I am going to explain it and you have to use it for sure. This to and by is very compulsory as it is part of format. Okay, Diya. So now, as you all have learned now, and it is clear that on debit side, we have to record the receipt. On the credit side, we have to record the payment. And banking transactions will be ignored in the single column cash book. Because most of the students make this mistake. They record the banking transactions even in the single column cash book. They don't know that we have to ignore them. So let's start with the first transaction now. Commenced business with cash 25,000. You are starting business with cash, so it is a type of receipt. When you are introducing cash in the business, it is type of receipt for the business. Business is receiving money from the owner. So it will be recorded on the debit side as to capital. You will record it on the debit side and you will write down to capital account. So all the receipts on the debit side and the first one will be recorded on the debit side as to capital account. Coming on to the next one. Next we have bought goods for cash. You have bought goods for cash. Guys, thank you for telling me the journal entry, Kanchan and Arzu, but it is not required. So please avoid passing the journal entry because otherwise you will be wasting a lot of time. So bought goods for cash. You are making payment for the purchase of goods. So payments are recorded on which side? Debit or credit? Credit side. So this purchase will be recorded on the credit side, and on credit side you will write buy purchases. Well done Subhashni, Monica, Aditi. Superb guys. So purchases, you are making payment, you will record on the credit side as buy purchase account. Similarly, in the next transaction, you have paid carriage. We have paid carriage. So this is also one of the payment. So we will record this also on the credit side. We will record this also on the credit side as buy carriage. Buy carriage 200. Coming to the next one. Sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash at the time of sales, we receive money. So we are receiving money for sales, and receipts are recorded on the debit side. So we will record this on the debit side. To sales 6,000. We will record this on the debit side. To sales 6,000. So now you can see Subhashni, every time I am using to on the debit side and buy on the credit side. So guys, please note it down that it is compulsory to use to on the debit side and buy on the credit side, because without that the format is not complete. Now the next one, May 10th, received from Ram. It is clearly written that you are receiving money. Received from Ram, we are receiving money. So, we are receiving money and receipts are recorded on the debit side. So, we will record on the debit side, Arzu. We will record on the debit side. So, we will record on the debit side to Ram. Subhashni, please ask the same question after the end of this question. First, let me complete this question and then I will be explaining your question with the help of an example. Okay? So, wait for 2-3 minutes. So, received from Ram, you are receiving money and receipts are recorded on the debit side. So, on the debit side, we will record to Ram 1,000. To Ram 1,000. Then May 12, paid to Shiv Kumar. So we are making payment to Shiv Kumar and payments are recorded on the credit side. Payments are recorded on the credit side. So credit side, by Shiv Kumar 2,600. Hi Aditi. So payment will be recorded on the credit side by Shiv Kumar 2,600. Then May 15th, cash sales. Cash sales, you will receive money. We have done it in the same transaction number 4th. So cash sales, you will record on the debit side to sales. Cash sales, you will record on the debit side to sales. Then we have purchased furniture for cash for office. You are purchasing furniture. So you will make payment at the time of purchase. आपने furniture खरीदा और आपने कोई payment दी. So this is a payment. You are making payment. So you will record on the credit side buy furniture, because you cannot use the term purchases, Subhashni. You are not purchasing goods. You are purchasing furniture. So whenever any fixed asset is purchased, we debit furniture. We do not use the term purchase. So on credit side, you will write down buy furniture and not buy purchases. Then paid for advertisement. You are paying for advertisement. Again, it is one of the payment that will be recorded on the credit side by advertisement. So payment will be recorded on the credit side. We have some more transactions in this question. Next one. Purchase goods from Mahesh on credit. You are purchasing goods on credit. क्या हमने कोई पैसा दिया होगा? Have we made any payment? No, we have not paid any cash, any money to Mahesh because we have purchased for credit. So this will not be recorded in the cash book. This will be ignored. Well done, Monica, Subhashni. Aditi Joshi, we will not record this transaction because you are purchasing on credit. Hi Ishak, I am all good. What about you? Then on May 24th, you have paid the amount. On May 24th, you have paid the amount to Mahesh. So payment will be recorded on the credit side by Mahesh 4,000. Payment will be recorded on the credit side by Mahesh 4,000. Okay, Amanpreet. You're welcome, Ankit. Then May 25, paid wages. It is a payment we will record on the credit side by wages 400. Payment will be recorded on the credit side. Then May 27, received for commission. You have received. Receipts are recorded on the debit side to commission. Receipts are recorded on the debit side to commission. Hi Kashish, how are you? Then we have 28th May, withdrew for personal use. Withdrew for personal use, these are drawings. It is a kind of payment by business to the owner. Owner is withdrawing money. So business is making payment to the owner. So it is a payment you will record on the credit side by drawings. And last, paid salary. So you will record on the payment side, on the credit side by salary. So this is your answer. As you can see, we have recorded all the transactions respectively on the debit or credit side. And after recording all the transactions, you will find out the balancing figure or closing balance. आप क्या find out करोगे? Closing balance. So do the total of debit side and do the total of credit side. Do the total of debit side, do the total of credit side. Total of debit side is 41,900 and total of credit side is 25,600. So debit side total is more than the credit side. So your closing balance will be the difference 16,300. Your balancing figure, your answer is 16,300. And then you will do the total. No, Tanmay, it will be 16,300. You might be doing some error. Ankit, it is single column cash book. अच्छा, नितेश एंड तन्वी अपना गाना चालू कर दिया. मैं भी चंगी, मेरा प्यो भी चंगा. Banking transactions will not be recorded here, Kashish, because ये single column cash book है. Banking transactions यहाँ record नहीं होगी, वो आप journal proper में record करोगे. Okay, Tanmay, you forgot to record the salary. So I hope that this question is clear to everyone. ये क्वेश्चन सबको समझ में आ गया है? नितेश, मुझे गाना पता है तो मैं गलती नहीं करूंगी पूरे गाने की. So now coming on to question number 2. Crystal clear, everyone. Okay. So now, Subhashni, let me clear your doubt. There was your doubt कि why cash discount will be recorded or it will not be recorded. So let's take the example of discount. Basically, there are two types of discount. We all are aware of that. Discount allowed is there. And discount received is there. So basically, there is two types of discount allowed and discount received. The journal entry for discount allowed is cash account debit, discount allowed account debit to debtor. Cash account debit, discount allowed debit to debtor account. And the journal entry for discount received is creditor account debit to cash account to discount received account. So this is the journal entry when the discount is allowed or discount is received. Now we are preparing cash book, or you can say we are preparing cash account. So when you are preparing, suppose you are posting this journal entry to cash account. Suppose you are posting this journal entry to cash account, and as I have told you the rules of posting. If cash account is debited, you will record on the debit side the name of opposite item. The rules of posting to ledger, the rules of posting is that if you are preparing cash account, for example, you have to record on the debit side because that account, particular account, cash account is debited. So on the debit side, you will record the opposite item, debtor account. So discount allowed will not be recorded. Discount allowed will not be recorded because it is on the same side. It is on the same side and we have to record the opposite item. So discount allowed and discount received both are not recorded. Similarly, in this transaction, cash is credited. In discount received, cash is credited. So you will record on the credit side of cash book by creditor. And again, discount received will be ignored. So whether it is single column cash book or it is double column cash book, discount allowed and discount received is ignored. मैम अगर डबल कॉलम में कैश की एंट्री आ जाए तो कैसी एंट्री बनेगी? बहुत कंफ्यूजन है. कैश की एंट्री आ जाए मतलब this is a contra entry. Wait for that. We will be doing question. We will be doing question in which we have contra entry. So now coming on to question number 2. You're welcome, Kashish. You're welcome, Subhashni. So now coming on to our question number 2. Write up the cash book of Bhanu Pratap with cash and bank column. You have to prepare the cash book with the both cash and bank column. So this is double column cash book. We have to prepare double column cash book. अब हमें क्या बनानी है? डबल कॉलम कैश बुक. So what is the format? First let us see the format. Date, particulars LF. Now there will be two column for amount, and now you will write cash and bank. So date, particulars LF, cash and bank. Then again date, particulars LF, cash and bank. Your left hand side will be your debit side, which is also known as receipt side. And your right hand side will be credit side, which is also known as payment side. So this is the format of double column cash book. On both the sides there will be two column for amount, that is cash and bank, cash and bank. On both the side there will be two column. LF का full form क्या है? Ledger folio. LF का full form is ledger folio. Now coming with the first transaction, March 1. Or at the beginning of the month, this is cash in hand 2710 and this is cash at bank 27,500. Because it is a part of our format आरजू, ये मुझे नहीं पता कि क्यों लिखा जाता है. ये फॉर्मेट आपके अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स ने डिसाइड किया है, आपके अकाउंटिंग बॉडी ने डिसाइड किया है. उन्होंने बोला है कि हमें लिखना है तो हमें लिखना पड़ता है. अगर वो बोलेंगे नहीं लिखना तो नहीं लिखना. वैसे दिस इज द लेजर फोलियो में हम लोग पेज नंबर लिखते हैं लेजर के, ताकि अगर कल को हमें यही ट्रांजैक्शन लेजर में ढूंढनी पड़े तो हम इजीली ढूंढ सके. आदिति, वेट फॉर 5-10 मिनट्स. इस क्वेश्चन में आपको कॉन्ट्रा एंट्री देखने को मिलेगी बच्चों, तो सब्र रखे. सब्र, सब कुछ मिलेगा. सब्र का फल मीठा होता है. No, Subhashni, we do not have petty cash book sums because generally the double column cash book and single column cash book are asked in your papers. Previous year paper में अभी तक petty cash book बहुत कम पूछी गई है. So these are the opening balances at the beginning of the year. So we will write down it as two balance brought down. The cash in hand in the cash column and the cash at bank in the bank column. So two balance brought down, cash in hand 2710, two balance brought down 2710 in cash column and 27,500 in bank column. After that, you will record the next transaction, that is received from Subhash. You are receiving from Subhash. If nothing is mentioned that whether you are receiving cash or check, then we will assume कि हम लोग क्या receive कर रहे हैं, cash receive कर रहे हैं. So you are receiving, you will record on the receipt side, on the debit side, to Subhash 3,500. To Subhash 3,500. To Subhash 3,500 in the cash column. Then next transaction, sold goods for cash. You are selling goods for cash. So you are receiving money, you will record on the receipt side, on the debit side, two sales in the cash column 10,000. You are receiving money, you will record on the receipt side, debit side, two sales 10,000. Monica, you will record on the debit side, it will be two sales. Then, Ronak sir, can you please block Siddharth Sharma? Then the next transaction is paid rent by check. You are making payment of rent by check. तो आपने क्या करी, पेमेंट करी, you will record on the credit side as by rent, and we will record this in the bank column because it is made by check. आपने rent pay किया, you have made payment, so record on the payment side but in the bank column. So buy rent in the bank column 800 rupees. KD Beast, we are already doing the important questions from last 10 to 12 days. We are doing the important questions. Already हम लोग बहुत सारी videos बना चुके हैं. Then next is similar to the last one. अगली वाली भी same है. Paid Sohan by check. You are making payment. You will record on the credit side by Sohan and in the bank column. You will record in the bank column because you have made the payment by check. So payment will be recorded in the bank column. Topics of account. इस पर कौन सी वीडियो बनेगी? Then next topic is bought goods for cash. You are purchasing goods for cash. So it is a payment you will record on the credit side. You are purchasing goods for cash. You are making payment. You will record on the credit side by purchases and you will record in the cash column because you have purchased for cash. Kashish, there are total 13 to 14 chapters in class 12th. So bought goods for cash, you will record in the cash column on the credit side by purchases. Is it applicable for all the final account? No. Who said that it is applicable for all the final account? It is only applicable on cash book, not on all the final accounts. KD Beast, please let me complete this question. After that, I will be answering all your questions. Next, we have paid cash for stationery. You are paying cash for stationery. It is a payment you will record on the credit side by stationery and we will record in the cash column. We will record in the cash column. So by stationery, cash column, by stationery 200. Then we have contra entry. Those who were asking for contra entry, here we have your contra entry. On 12th, you drew from bank, you withdraw from bank for office use 8,000. So what will be the journal entry? If you are withdrawing money from bank, the journal entry will be cash account debit to bank account. Cash account debit to bank account. So in this transaction, both cash and bank are affected and this is known as contra entry. The transaction which affect both cash and bank at same time, that is known as contra entry. So you will record in the cash column on the debit side. You will record in the cash column on the debit side and you will write the name of opposite item to bank. तो debit side record करेंगे. Sorry. You will record on the debit side. Debit side you will write down to bank and you will record in the cash column. Debit side record करेंगे और क्या लिखेंगे to bank and you will record in the cash column. And bank is credited. Bank क्या हो रहा है क्वेश्चन में? Credit हो रहा है. So you will record on the credit side in the bank column. You will record on the credit side in the bank column and you will write the name of opposite item. So buy cash on the credit side. Buy cash on the credit side. An amount will be in the bank column. Subhashni, if you are withdrawing for personal use, then it will be drawings to bank. If you are withdrawing for personal use, then it will be drawings account debit to bank, not cash account debit to bank. So this is contra entry. You can see that it is recorded on the both sides. It is recorded on the debit side in the cash column. It is recorded on the credit side in the bank column. And in contra entries, to indicate that it is contra entry, you will write C in the LF. To show that this is contra entry, you will write down C in the LF column. So this was your contra entry, which has affected both cash and bank at the same time. Now coming on to the next transaction. Next transaction is received check from Surendra and sent it to bank. You have received check from Surendra and you have sent it to bank. So the entry will be bank account debit to Surendra. So you will record on the debit side. You will record on the debit side and you will write down to Surendra. आप इसको डेबिट साइड रिकॉर्ड करोगे और आप क्या लिखोगे? टू सुरेंद्र 6600. KD Beast, there will be some background noise because some construction is going on in my neighbor. So I can't do anything to it, but it will be a very little noise. It is not that much. So receive check from Surendra, you are receiving check. So you will record on the debit side in the bank column as to Surendra. Then the next one, paid for advertisement. You are paying for advertisement. You will record on the payment side, on the credit side by advertisement in the cash column. By advertisement 750 in the cash column. What happened, Kashish? Why are you making these ugly faces? Now coming on to next one. Issued check in the favor of Nath Brothers 4300. You are giving a check to Nath Brothers of 4300. So this is a payment by bank. This is a payment made through bank. You will record on the credit side by Nath Brothers in the bank column. You will record it on the credit side in the bank column by Nath Brothers. Now coming on to next one, cash sales. Cash sales, you are doing cash sales, you will record money. You will receive money, sorry. Okay, Kashish, we will try our best. I can't promise you, but we will try our best. So cash sales, you will record on the debit side because it is a receipt. You will record on the debit side to sales 13,000. Debit side to sales 13,000. कौन सी contra? Which one is contra, Subhashni? Ronak sir, please block this Nitesh Sharma. Then the next transaction is paid into bank. Next transaction that we have is paid into bank, and this is contra entry. This is contra entry. So you are paying money into bank. It means you are depositing money into bank. So you are depositing money into bank. the entry will be bank account debit to cash account. Bank account debit to cash account. And you can see that this transaction again is affecting both bank and cash. This transaction is again affecting both cash and bank. KD Beast, please focus on the session. So, bank account is debited, so you will record on the debit side in the bank column. You will record on the debit side in the bank column and you will write down to cash. On the debit side in the bank column and you will write down to cash. Where it is. So, on the debit side, to cash in the bank column. And you will record on the credit side. You will record on the credit side in the cash column by bank. So, let me... Now, you can see on debit side, you will record in the bank column to cash. On the credit side, you will record in the cash column by bank. So, this is again a contra entry. So, in LF, you will write down C. In LF, we will write down C. So, we have done 2 contra entries. We have completed 2 contra entries. Now, coming on to the next transaction. Next transaction is received check from Vinod and sent it to the bank. You received check from Vinod and you sent it to bank. It means you have deposited in the bank. So, you will record it on the debit side in the bank column to Vinod. You will record it on the debit side because you are receiving check and you will record in the bank column. So, to Vinod on the debit side in the bank column 2400. So, transaction was same लेकिन वो 30th date मैंने गलत transaction explain कर दी. Let me show you again. There is some error in the dates, guys. तो dates में कुछ confusion है या फिर amounts में कोई गलती है? 1 minute. Give me 1 second, please. 16,000. So this is the transaction. Just a minute. The date is March 19. The date is March 19 and this is your transaction. I have explained the below one which was same. So I have done one mistake. March 19 on the debit side, on the credit side by bank 16,000 and you will also record it on the debit side. On debit side, it is omitted by mistake. So, on debit side, March 19 to cash account in the bank column 19,000. So, it is recorded on the credit side March 19, but it was omitted on the debit side. So, don't focus on the dates. I hope that you have understood the topic now. So, we can leave the dates for now. Now coming on to the next transaction, we have done this one. So next is bought scooter and paid for the same by check. You have purchased a scooter and you have made the payment by check. So this is a payment you will record on the credit side. So credit side, buy scooter, you will record in the bank column. Buy scooter, you will record in the bank column 18,000 because the payment is made by check. Yes KD, debit side 2 and credit side buy लगता है. Then the next one is bank returned Surender's check dishonored. Important one. This one is a different entry. So जिसने bills of exchange chapter नहीं किया होगा, those who have not done the bills of exchange chapter, they might don't know the journal entry for dishonor. The journal entry for dishonor will be Surendra account debit to bank account. Surendra account debit to bank account. Bought scooter and paid for the same by check. It seems, but when nothing is mentioned, you will assume that it is purchased for office purpose. Okay, Subhashni? Well question, a good question. But if you are purchasing scooter and if nothing is mentioned, you will assume that it is purchased for his office purpose. So the date was, I don't know the date, but you can see we have recorded on the credit side as buy vehicle. We have recorded on the credit side as buy vehicle. So unless it is not mentioned that it is for personal purpose, you will assume that it is for office purpose. So now you can see that bank returns Surendra's check dishonored. And those who have done the bills of exchange chapter might know this journal entry. The entry for dishonor will be your debtor will be again debited, Surendra account debit to bank account. Your bank account is credited. Your bank account is credited. So you will record on the credit side. You will record on the credit side in the bank column. You will record on the credit side in the bank column by Surendra. So by Surendra in the bank column. This is dishonor of check. Then paid salary by check. Paid salary by check you will record on the credit side by salary in the bank column. By salary in the bank column. Ronak, Saket, we have to do it for unnecessary messages. If there is any unnecessary messages which is not important for the teacher or which may disturb the session, so that we have to remove. It's okay Ronak, but we can't tolerate the unnecessary messages or scrap, है ना? So now the next is paid trade expenses. You will record on the credit side by trade expenses. And if it is not mentioned that it is paid by cash or it is paid in check, then you will assume that it is paid in cash. Ronak, it's absolutely okay with me and you are also disturbing me. So please don't do that. So paid trade expenses, you are making payment, you will record on the credit side in the cash column. Because it is nothing mentioned that whether it is paid in cash or it is paid by check. So we will assume that by default it is paid in cash. Then cash sales. You will receive money. You will record on the debit side to sales in the cash column. To sales in the cash column. And then last paid into bank. Last paid into bank. This is again contra entry. Last paid into bank. This is contra entry. Bank account debit to cash account. Bank account debit to cash account. Bank account debit to cash account. So you will record in the bank column on the debit side, in the cash column on the credit side. Yes, Subhashni, give me 1 second, huh? You will record in the bank column on the debit side to cash, and you will record on the in the cash column on the credit side as by bank. So, Subhashni, now you are asking the 25th transaction, which says that the check of Surendra was dishonored. If the check get dishonored, it means your bank balance is decreased. If the check get dishonored, it means the bank balance is decreased. So, it is decreased, you will record on the credit side by Surendra in the bank column. By Surendra in the bank column 6600. And the journal entry, you can also do it with the help of journal entry. The journal entry is Surendra debit to bank account. Surendra debit to bank account. So bank account is credited. You will record on the credit side of bank. So we have recorded on the credit side by Surendra, amount in the bank column 6600. So this was your question. Now you will do the total of debit side of both cash and bank. You will do the total of debit side of both cash and bank, and then you will subtract the total of credit side. From the total of debit, you will subtract the total of credit, and the balancing figure will be your closing balance at the end of the month. At the end of the month, your closing balance is 2760 and 14,600. It is recorded, Subhashni. Who said that it isn't recorded? Dishonors matters. Therefore, we have recorded this. Now, why we are recording this transaction? Because this is dishonored check. You have to record it. Dishonored check means your balance is now decreased. So if your balance is decreasing, if your bank balance is decreasing, you will definitely record it. How can you ignore that? So dishonor, yes, it will be recorded. Because earlier you have increased your bank balance when you receive the check. But that check isn't deposited because that check got dishonored. So now you have to record it to show that your balance is decreased. So now we have done this chapter. We are done with the practical questions of cash book. We are done with the previous year questions of cash book or important question of cash book. Now if you guys want to solve more questions of this chapter with me, then you can take Vedantu Commerce Pro Subscription, in which we are providing you all of these amazing benefits which are going to help you for sure in scoring good marks. So the actual price of this Pro subscription is 3499, but right now we are providing this only for 2799 because we are providing flat 20% discount to you. So go and use my code SCPRO to take your Pro subscription right now at flat 20% discount. The code is SCPRO. You're welcome, Subhashni. So thank you for watching this session. If you guys want the notes and session, then join us on Telegram group Vedantu Commerce. You will be getting all the notifications here. And if you guys are new to our channel and if you want to watch more such amazing videos, then go and subscribe our channel and give this video a big thumbs up. Also share this video. And this is your math schedule. You will be having your maths classes on alternate day. Now see you all in the next class with the advanced level sum of trial balance. So thank you everyone for watching this session. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Now see you all in the next class with the advanced level sum of trial balance. So thank you everyone for watching this session. Now see you all on Monday at 4 p.m. Till then, good night, have sweet dreams and take care.